The following is a lecture given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 25th of December, 1975, in Sanand, India.
So, Bhagavan means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Absolute truth is realized in three phases. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdati. Absolute truth can be realized in the beginning as impersonal Brahma, which is the objective of the Jnanis, and next Paramatma, which is the objective of the Yogis, and at last, the last word in the absolute understanding is person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The ultimate issue is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like we understand that in the sun globe there is the Supreme Person or the Suryanarayan or the chief person within the sun planet. His name is also given in the Bhagavad Gita, Vivashan. The Lord says in the 4th chapter, Imam vivasati yugam praktavan aham abhayam. I first of all explain this science, this yoga system of Bhagavad Gita to Vivashan, the sun god. Vivashan manove prahu manu ikha kavebravi. And Vivashan, the sun god, he explained to Manu, and Manu explained to his son. In this way, by the disciplic succession, the knowledge has come down. So when we speak of Jnana, knowledge, it must be learned from a person. So, Bhagavan, the last word in the understanding of absolute truth, he says in this Bhagavad Gita. Vasudev specifically means here Bhagavan Uvasa. He does not say Krishna Uvasa, because sometimes Krishna is misunderstood by the fools. So, Bhagavan Uvasa, this word means whatever he says, there is no defect or deficiencies. For ordinary person like us, there are 4 defects: Brahm, Pramad, Vipralipsa, Karunapata. In the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, or self-realized person, servants of Krishna, those who have understood Krishna, for them there are no deficiencies, they are perfect. For this reason, Krishna gives the instruction, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti tad jnanam jnanina tattva darshina. One who has actually seen or actually realized the truth, you have to take knowledge from there. So, we have to approach such person. Otherwise, if we approach some speculator, we cannot get real knowledge. So those who are speculators, they cannot understand what is God. Therefore, they commit mistake that God is like this, God like that, there is no God, there is no form. All these nonsense things are proposed because they are imperfect. Bhagavan therefore says, Apajananti manamura manusim tanumasik, because he comes for our benefit in the human form, the fools and rascals consider him as ordinary person. If Bhagavan says, Aham bija pada pita, I am the seed-giving father. So, every one of us we know that my father is person, his father is person, his father is person. And why the Supreme Person or the Supreme Father should become imperson? Why? And therefore, we have to learn from Bhagavan, the Supreme Person, full knowledge. This Bhagavad Gita is therefore full knowledge from the full personality of God. We cannot change even one word in this Bhagavad Gita. That is folly. So this Krishna consciousness movement is following this principle. We don't manufacture any concocted things. We simply distribute the message given by the Supreme Personality of God. And this is becoming effective practically. You can see practically these Europeans and Americans, Australians all over the world, they did not know 4 or 5 years ago, or say 10 years ago, since I have begun this movement, they did not know what is Krishna. Although Bhagavad Gita was being presented by so many Swamis and Yogis, not a single man became a devotee of Krishna. So, this presentation, because it is pure, without any adulteration, it is acting very nicely. Even the Christian priests, they become surprised when they see that these boys, their boys, they were Christian or Jews, they become surprised that these boys were never coming to the church, they were never interested in understanding what is God. Now, since this Krishna consciousness movement is there, how these boys have become so mad after God? The only reason is that we are presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is. We preach that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna says also in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta parataram nanya kinchis asti dhananjaya. So, this is being effective. That if we really want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we must understand as it is presented by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Krishna consciousness movement is the movement which was given to us by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction is this. He says, Amar Agnay Guru Haiya Tara Ei Desh. So he is asking everyone, especially Bharatiya, Bharat Bhumite Manusya Janma Haila Ja, Janma Sarthak Kari Karo Paropakar. So this Krishna consciousness movement is being conducted or was started by single-handed myself. If all the Indian sages and saintly persons, they take Bhagavad Gita as it is and preach all over the world, there is great demand for it. Unfortunately, so many persons go there. One big Swami, he says that Krishna means black and black means unknown. Of course, nobody cares for his speech. Krishna is going on forward. Everyone is accepting Krishna. But this is the most unfortunate thing, that our men go there to deprecate Krishna. Therefore we should very carefully try to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is presented by Krishna. Krishna says, Matta paradaram nanna kinchidasti dhananjaya. This should be preached, that Krishna is the supreme, ultimate. Aham sarvasya prabhava, matta sarvam pravartate. Even Brahma Paramatma has also come from Krishna. Krishna is ultimate. He says, Aham adirhi devana. is the supreme of all the demigods. There is no need of worshipping any other demigod. Krishna says, Kamastasya hitognyana jajante annadevata. Hitognyana means who has lost his intelligence. How he has lost his intelligence? Because they get from these demigods some temporary benefit. Antavattu phalam tesam tad bhavati alpamedhasam. So our real problem is that every one of us, we are the spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. We are struggling for existence within this material world. So, manasasthani indriyani prakritisthani karsat, struggle for existence. Therefore Krishna says that your real problem is janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanudarshanam. We are eternal. We understand from Bhagavad Gita, na hannate hannamane sarire. So, if I am eternal, nitya sasata, then why am I accepting death? This is real question. But foolishly we are thinking, I am this body, and therefore we remain as an animal. So we should be interested to understand actually what I am, aham brahmasmi. That is real solution of all problems. This is called knowledge. But sometimes we are misled by misleaders. Therefore we still remain in darkness in spite of cultivating knowledge. But actually, when you cultivate knowledge under the guidance of real Guru, then we can understand Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlava. This is confirmed in the Vedas, Brahma Samhita. Ishara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Iradi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. So spiritual knowledge means to become Krishna conscious. This is the Samantarastha. To understand Krishna, what he is, not that concocting, manufacturing, that Krishna is this, Krishna is that. No, as Krishna says, as Shastra says, what is Krishna, you have to understand it like that. So, Sadhu Shastra Guru Bhak, it is said that we have to accept knowledge through saintly person, through Shastra and Guru. We have to understand. So Krishna is accepted by all the sadhus and acharyas. Sankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhyacharya, Nimbarka, Vishnu Swami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All of them accepted Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Acharya means one who has learned, taken knowledge from the Shastra, authoritative Shastra, Vedas. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita it is recommended, Acharya Upasanam. If you want real knowledge, then you must take knowledge from the Acharyas or the Acharya Parampara. Then there is knowledge, otherwise it is ignorance. So, under these circumstances, whatever Krishna says, Bhagavan says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Maya Saktamana Partha. The real business is to increase your attachment for Krishna. This is your real business. How we can increase our attachment for Krishna, that is explained by Krishna. Maya Saktamana Partha, Yogam Junjan Madasa. The asakti, attachment, it has to be done according to the system. Ado Swadhya. First thing is Swadhya, little faith that let us go to this Krishna consciousness movement and let us hear what they say. This is called Swadhya. Then if you become interested, then Sadhu Sangha, those who are actually devotees of Lord Krishna, you have to associate with them. And who is sadhu? Sadhu is described by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Opite sudurachara bhajate mavanannava sadhu eva samantavva. He is sadhu. So they fact is, sadhu means unalloyed devotee of Krishna. He is sadhu. Suddha bhakta annavilasita sunnam jnana karmadhanavritam anukullena krishnaanusulanam bhakti uttama. One who has no other desire than to serve Krishna favorably. He is sadhu. So we are sending all these sadhus all over the world, these European and American sadhus, because they have taken to Krishna consciousness without any doubt. And it is becoming effective because we have got so many expensive centers all over the world. It is not possible for me to go everywhere. But these boys, because they have taken to Krishna consciousness very seriously, they are doing very nice. And it is not difficult for them because we have given this, the English translation of this book. We have got at least 80 books of 400 pages, and they are preaching very nicely. And by the grace of Krishna, you will be surprised to understand that we are selling books not less than 1 lakh of rupees per day. So, the preaching is going on very nicely. We request all Indians to take part in this Krishna consciousness movement and be yourself happy, be yourself Guru, and deliver all other persons who are in ignorance. And to become Guru is not very difficult. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Amar Agnay Guru Haiya Taro Ei Desh, Jare Dakho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. You become Guru, it is not very difficult. How? Because you have to simply repeat what Krishna has said, that's all. So Krishna says everything in the Bhagavad Gita, Manvana Bhavamad Bhakta Majjari Namaskar. These 4 things, if you accept, to think of Krishna always, to become devotee of Krishna, to offer obeisances to Krishna, and to worship Krishna. These 4 things, if you do, you become Krishna conscious, a devotee of Krishna, and you can preach all over the world. This is not at all difficult. So, if you become sincere, seriously Krishna conscious, then there will be no difficulty, because Krishna says, Tisam satadujuktanang bhajatang priti pudbakam buddhi yogam dadamitam. If you constantly, 24 hours, remain Krishna conscious, manona, then Krishna is there within your heart. He will give you instruction, do like this. Now, Bhagavan is not far away from you. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddheshoja. He is staying within the core of your heart. But if you qualify yourself as devotee, he will speak with you. But if you commit offenses, thinking Krishna is ordinary man, then Krishna will never give you instruction. So our request is this Krishna consciousness movement, that you study Bhagavad Gita. You don't require, because Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Vedaishta sarvai ahamiva vedam. Vedas means if you actually a student of Veda or Vedanta, Vedanta, then the ultimate goal is to understand Krishna. And if you cannot understand Krishna, however big Vedantist you may be, you remain a fool. This is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you.
Jaya Radha
Bihari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Amaspat Paramahansa Paribhrajagacharya Sattare Sarasmadhati Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavindra ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Bhog Bhagnath Sam Khand Radha Khand Giri Odhan ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Navadip Dham ki Jai. Ganga Mai की जाए, जमुना माई की जाए, गुरु द्वारका धाम की जाए, स्वामी तो भक्तविंद की जाए. All glories to the Assembly. All glories to the Assembly. Thank you very much.